Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a website, do it yourself with Squarespace. Today, we're writing a movie. What's the story about? I don't know. So we're gonna start from the very beginning, which means that we're gonna fill this paper with ideas, which can turn into a story, which can turn into a movie. But then I thought, I always mix up papers, I lose papers, and I wanna write big. But then I thought, no, I don't just wanna write big, I wanna write on walls. So I searched up on Amazon how I could do that. Yeah, it turns out I don't really like writing on walls. It kind of feels like I'm dirtying up the room. But then I thought, hey, I have a laptop. So if you've ever written anything or come up with anything, you know that inspiration just can't come on demand. A lot of times it happens in random ways, but there are a few things that you can do that can kind of help trigger some inspiration. So one of the things that I do the most is actually just go for a walk, listen to music. So you can listen to some tracks that tonally fit the story, or just some music that inspires you overall. And listening to that, eventually it'll get you in your creative space, it'll get you comfortable, and you can maybe think of ideas that way. And like I said, inspiration can come in a lot of different ways. It's really hard to control, but sometimes even just picking up an object or finding a prop for your story and then using that as kind of like a main element or a MacGuffin and just revolving the story around it could be an easy way to get you started. And inspiration for me personally just happened while I was playing Call of Duty Zombies. I really think that the zombie mode is so good. That's like the only thing I play. So all this is obviously very personal. I mean, some of the stuff that might inspire me could not inspire you at all. So it's really just a matter of finding the right environment where you can feel comfortable.
Hey, can you lower the music? Can you lower the music a little bit? Can you lower the music a little bit?
One thing that I want to point out is that a lot of times I see a lot of short films, a lot of indie movies that just are written in a way where you can tell that they're taking inspiration from other films. That's how you end up with plot lines that seem familiar to you, like you've seen this movie already play out in different films and different other scenarios from different writers and different directors. To stay away from that, honestly, the best source of inspiration is just life in general. Make sure you're telling your own stories, stories that matter to you, stories that you want to tell. And that's going to make it instantly compelling because it's more sincere, it's true to you, and you're just sharing that experience with others. All right, so now we've come up with an idea, we have a basic log line in our head. Now it's time to develop that into a script. Now, I'm not going to get into the formatting of the script just because there are so many different really good tools out there, some that are already free. But just very briefly, once you start off with your blank page, the first thing that you want to write is your scene. So you want to introduce the setting, the time of day, and whether we're inside or outside. So the way we do this is simply by saying INT for interior or EXT for exterior. Then we name the type of location that we're in, and then from there we follow it with the time of day. So whether it's day, night, dusk, dawn, all of that. After that, we can write some action. That can be the same, so starting towards the left side of the margin, writing in lowercase, and that could be your action. After that, you can follow it maybe with a character saying something. So you want to establish the character first, so we'll go at the center of the page in all caps and we'll write the character's name. And then below that, we can have the dialogue, which is still centered, but this time it's lowercase. This is kind of the standard format, But like I said, I wouldn't waste too much time in just doing that yourself in like a Word document, because there's a lot of tools out there that are really great and that are free. So some of the good ones that I've used for a while are Celtex. Another good one is Fade In, and you have Final Draft. So there's a few different options as far as script writing tools. And the nice thing about this is that all of that format is already figured out for you. And it's great, not just because it saves you time, but honestly, when you are in the mood to write and you just want to unleash some of those ideas and write them down, you don't want to worry about formatting, you just want to write. So it's nice that there can be tools out there that can make it a little bit easier for you. And that brings me to another point. Don't be too much of a perfectionist when you're first just putting down your ideas or writing your script. The first draft is going to be rough. You're going to have to revise it. You just want to just let it all out, write it as it comes, and then later on you can go back and add more detail and like flesh things out. So you have your story written out, but now we want to dissect that and make sure that it's digestible and easily understood by the rest of your crew. So communication is key, and once you're on set, on location, you have very limited time. You want to make sure that everyone understands exactly what your vision is. And that's where a storyboard can come in and make things so much easier for everyone, because you're picturing things in a certain way, and a lot of times when you're in the heat of the moment on location, it can be a little bit hard to communicate exactly what you're picturing to your DP, to your camera operator. So sometimes having kind of like this this comic book style of presenting your story, which is essentially what a storyboard is, can simplify things a lot when people are just trying to understand the vision that you have in your head. So that's why I think it's always a good idea to storyboard, also just to get your ideas out on paper so that when you are on location and you have a million things going through your head, you don't have to worry about remembering the specific types of shots that you had envisioned earlier. Personally, I'm a big fan of just drawing on paper, sketching things out that way, but I have used my iPad before, and a cool trick with the iPad is that you can go on location, take reference photos of kind of how you want to frame things up, and then in Adobe Sketch, for example, you can use the Apple Pencil and you can draw over the pictures that you took, so it can be a really nice and easy way to sketch out your scenes and your shots. From there, you might want to create a shot list, some lighting plots, and you can go really detailed with pre-production, and I really recommend just fleshing your story out as much as possible in any way that you can so that you've worked out every little detail before you actually start shooting. Because a lot of mistakes, a lot of problems can happen from just poor planning. You might have not foreseen some issues that could have happened, and if you had some stronger planning, maybe you can kind of see those ahead of time and be more prepared for them. All right, so now you have a script, you have a storyboard, you have a few different ways of communicating some important information to your cast and crew. Now it's time to go out there and shoot it. But that's the idea with these videos. I want to show you the process from the very beginning to the very end of making a short film. And if you missed last week's video, we actually went location scouting in the location that we're going to be using for this short, and it was some abandoned mines. It's really creepy. So hopefully you guys are finding these videos interesting. Let me know in the comments section below what you want to see in the future upcoming videos. We're going to move on to planning the actual shoot, and then we're going to be shooting things. So let me know what aspects of filmmaking you're most interested in seeing in these upcoming videos. And also thanks again so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you even just go and check out the designs that they have, the templates, they all look great and modern, which is really important and crucial when you're trying to promote your brand. You definitely don't want to stay behind as far as design and the look of your website, as well as the functionality, because Squarespace can really offer all of that in one package to have great customer service. And what's great about it is that no coding is needed. You can just literally click and drag, move things around, and build your own website in a quick and easy way. So go check out Squarespace. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can go there, you can sign up, you can even start a free trial and see how you like it. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Kriscoart for Kriscoart. All right guys, thank you so much for watching.
You want tacos?
What do you do? Is that even how you cook tacos? That doesn't.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I don't want.
Turn off the light.
My name is Kriscoart for Kriscoart, and I will see you next time.
Mira lo que se avecina a la vuelta de la esquina, el mariachi va llegando. ¡Hey, hey!